Hey, how's it going, guys? Happy hump day. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. So we'll just make a quick video today. I wanted to let you know today was day number 48 in the van, and I finally got my battery bank finished. It's finally properly fused and properly routed, and the wires are all cleaned up. It's not just a mess under there. It's taking me like 5 stages to get this battery bank safe. It's been functioning and usable since about the first week in the van, but it hasn't been done properly until today. I stopped at AutoZone. I got the extra battery lead that I needed. My fuses came in. They're A and L fuses, 150 amp. That's what everybody seems to be using. I thought 125 amp would be more safe, but they're hard to find. So I guess that's why everybody just goes with the 150. They're everywhere and they're cheap. And I didn't know that. I ordered them from Amazon, but every auto supply store has them. AutoZone, O'Reilly's, you name it. They all have them, and they're easy to find, cheap to replace. So I've got the lead coming off the starter battery, and I've got a fuse 1 foot from the positive post. My wires run through here to my battery bank under that basket there. I'll try to pull the camera down and give you a shot of it at the end of the video, because I can't really splice on my phone. So you might have to bear with me once I take the camera down out of its mount and move it back there and give you a shot of it. So it goes into the batteries, which I have wired in parallel. So I have two 60 amp hour batteries wired in parallel. So I have 120 amp hours, and it's all 12 volt, of course. All my appliances are 12 volt. I have no AC appliances, don't want them. I do have an inverter built into the dash of this van, but it runs on the starter battery, and you can only use about 150 watt appliance on it, and that's fine. You know, I can run a laptop on it if I have to, but no AC appliances for me. So then the wire goes into the house batteries, and I run a 2-wire system. I don't skimp by not wanting to buy that additional battery lead that goes all the way back to the negative post. I'm not grounding on the chassis, and it's not grounding, it's just circuit completion in a vehicle. So everybody gets the terminology crazy on that. It's not earthing, it's just completing the circuit. So I use a 2-wire system all the way back and all the way to the front. Red wire goes all the way back, the batteries are running parallel, and then the black wire runs all the way back to the negative post up here. Fuse on the starter battery, fuse on the house battery. 1 foot away from each positive post. It's very important. If you have a short, fuse will pop, and then it's harmless. No circuit can be completed when the fuse has popped. So if you don't fuse your stuff, which I had not had the fuse for 48 days now, it was dangerous the way I was doing it. Do not do it the way I was doing it. It worked. To put it in a way you can conceptualize it, all I really had, if you think about it, was jumper cables running from the starter battery to the house battery. Of course, I didn't have it run through the window and just with big alligator clips clipping onto the starter battery, but I did have the big alligator clips clipping onto the house battery. That's just the way I had to do it until I could get some lugs put on the end of the leads. And I've got those on and secured, and they're all in place. And I've noticed now, used to, when the van was running, the house batteries were charging and it showed it at 14.7. Well, guess what? Now that I've done it properly, it's 14.9 volts. So I'm getting a proper connection to everything now, not just alligator clips, you know. But it got me by for 48 days. So it did its temporary job that it was supposed to do. But please, if you just got to get by with something, yeah, you can use the jumper cables from your starter battery to your house battery, but it's not a permanent situation. It's temporary only, just to get by with. So I hesitated to put out that previous video about the batteries the way I was doing it, but I did state in the video, you know, don't follow my lead on this, do it the correct way. But I'm a realist. I understand there are going to be times where you got to do what you got to do. So if you're in a pickle, you can just put some jumper cables on your starter battery and run them back there to your house battery, and while you're driving, have it connected. But it's you know, when you cut the van off, disconnect everything, because if two of those ends touch, they could weld themselves together. There's an amazing amount of power that is discharged immediately from those batteries. All at once, all the power comes out, and it is like a lightning bolt. It will make you have to change your underwear, for sure. It could kill you, you know. It could kill you dead, and it wouldn't be nothing left but an oily spot where you were. So be careful when you're doing your batteries. If you don't know what you're doing, just pay somebody to do it. But I happen to have a little background in 12 and 24 volt systems, so I knew what I was doing most of the time, not all of the time. It was since it was a new thing, as I went along I realized, oh well, I knew this, but I didn't know I knew it. And that's a crazy way to put it, but if you don't know, find somebody that does and let them do it, and pay them good money to do it, because it's well worth it. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take this phone down out of its mount, and if you'll bear with me, we'll go back there and get a shot of things, okay? This is so professional, Maddie. Okay. So I can't see what you see right now, so I'm going to put a little light on it. Maybe that makes it better. Hope you can see the batteries, guys, because like I say, with this front-facing camera, I don't know what you're seeing, what you're not seeing. So there we have two batteries wired in parallel. We have the blue cables are coming in from the alternator and the starter battery. The black cables, solid black cables, are to the negative post. And I also used some other black cables, but I did put some red tape on them just to identify them, because for some reason the red rubber cables, it's hard to find them. They all just send you black ones, and they let you do the work as far as identifying them when you put them together. So there she is, guys. And all these other little wires here, you know, they're running up to appliances and to the solar controller and all that good stuff. All right, well, we'll sign off here. Everybody have a great night. Be well. Take care. And remember to hit the alert bell so we can keep in touch. And we will see you on the next video. Bye.